This message is specifically for baby boomers and Gen Xers. So if you're not in that category, feel free to scroll. But I want to say this as a proud Gen Xer myself. What young people experience today is not comparable to what we experienced when we grew up. And I all the time see all these comparisons made by older generations talking down on our younger generations. Let me make something really clear, and I talk about this regularly as a mental health advocate. When I was young, when the adults began to talk about adult things, we were sent out of the room. We were sent outside to play. We were sent somewhere else because adults needed to talk about things that require either lived experience, knowledge, wisdom, previous exposure, some capacity to put whatever the topic was in context, a context that children would not understand. That is protection for the children. Unfortunately, now, because of social media, our children are privy to those adult conversations that are playing out all over social media, saying things that children don't quite understand because they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and lived experience to process what they're seeing. They are trying to formulate an opinion based on their limited amount of experience, and it's confusing. And sometimes the topics, the subject matter is damaging. Let me tell you something else. I was bullied when I was in school. I hated it. It was traumatizing. But I knew when I got home from school, I was safe. I was there. I could process. My nervous system could recalibrate. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And then I would gear up to go to school the next day. That's not the way it is for our children who are in school and on social media, because now the bully follows them home. The bully sits out there 24/7. And not only is the bully saying things, taking pictures, pushing things out that may be true, maybe they aren't true, but everybody can see it. People will like it. People will comment on it. And shamefully, even adults will jump in on kid business and want to try to put in their 2 cents. No, what our young people experience today is not like what we grew up with. And so, my suggestion all the time is to sit and listen. Don't minimize. That is judgment. When we listen to our children tell us what's going on, and we immediately start to reflect on what we did and how we handled it when we were young, that doesn't work. You can't shut that off. I can tell you, I outgrew the bully. Eventually, they went to their separate school and I went to mine and went on with life. The internet is forever. I can't imagine being my big old age and having to go back and look at things that my bully said to me when I was vulnerable and felt alone. We need to listen to our young people. We need to take seriously the challenges that they have. And if you don't have the capacity to address it, then you need to get connected with resources that will educate you and support your child, because it is not the same world. Take that to heart. I'm going to share a lot of tips that I often share when I'm talking to audiences about mental health, primarily mental health in the workplace. But for many of us, that's a blurred line between work and home. So I'm just going to touch on a lot of things and keep it real. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. Be well.